Hello, it's Zoe here, and today we are talking booty and specifically the 3 exercises to avoid if you are a beginner and if you are new to working on shaping the buns, because it's not as easy as it seems. We can't just do a ton of squats all day and think that that's going to get us great results. It's actually a little more complex than that, and the glutes are some of the biggest muscles we have in our entire body and can be the strongest. So let's break it down. So first off, let's talk about the anatomy of the glutes really quickly. The gluteus maximus is the biggest of all 3 of the glutes. Then we have the medius and the minimus. So gluteus maximus, medius, and minimus, and they all work together. But the thing is, there isn't really one exercise that optimally works all 3 of those muscles. So we really want to make sure that we're finding the right exercises in the right order and priority in order to get the best results as quickly as possible, which is exactly why I created my 15-minute follow along from home booty blasting routine that you can find linked around this video. Head on over and I will walk you through the whole thing. But let's get into, first off, these exercises to avoid. So first off, we want to avoid, especially if we're a beginner, really heavy weights. And this is something that is a little bit controversial because I see people out there saying heavy weights is the only way to do it. But the truth is, if you're a beginner, it just increases the chance of injury that much more if we're just jumping into trying to lift extremely heavy weights. Not only that, a lot of us find that when we do heavy weighted exercises, it also really thickens the thighs rather than just lifts and shapes the glutes. So that is tip number 1, is to avoid those super heavy weights, especially if you're a beginner. If you love heavy weights, then of course you can do that. I'm not trying to say you shouldn't. Just in my experience, if you're new to this, then really make sure to avoid those. The second thing to avoid if you want to shape your buns, I think you're going to be really happy about this one, I know I am, is long, boring cardio sessions. Long, boring cardio sessions do nothing for the buns. In fact, they can cause a little bit more of a pancake bum because we can't just spot reduce and lose fat where we want, but keep it where we want, but lose it from where we want. We lose fat from all over. So not only do the cardio sessions not do anything to actually tone or activate or work the glutes, they also can cause us to just lose any fat or shape that we naturally have there, which can then cause more of a flat, soft bum. So ditch the long, boring cardio sessions too. And the third and final thing to avoid is avoid just doing generic classes or random Instagram workouts. The glutes, like I said, are more complex, so just doing random stuff all the time isn't really going to teach the muscles how to activate and fire properly, and then you're not applying progressive overload to encourage those muscles to get stronger and shape up and tighter and more toned. So those are the 3 things to avoid. And I mean, these are really big because a lot of us are suffering with sleepy bum syndrome, okay? This is not something I made up. This is a real technical term, and what it means is so many of us are just sitting all day on the computer, we're driving, we have a desk job, we just live a very sedentary life. And what that means is our glutes are asleep. So you go to start doing your workout and your glutes don't even fire, like they don't even turn on. And your back ends up working or your legs end up working, and you're not gonna get great results if the muscles that you're trying to work aren't turned on and activated. Which is why inside the 15-minute booty blasting routine I mentioned, we follow PAP, which means prime, activate, pump. We do that for all 3 of the muscles. So we prime the glutes. These are specific intentional exercises that we do at the beginning of our workout to wake up the glutes and be like, hey, let's go. It's time to work. And then once we've got the mind to muscle connection, then we go ahead and get into the bigger movements that are really going to work those muscle fibers to the max so that they are like kind of breaking down, because that's what happens when muscles get stronger. The muscle fibers break down and then they build up bigger and stronger. They break down and build up bigger and stronger. So that's the activate. Then the pump. These are movements that when you do these, you're like walking around like Beyonce, J-Lo for the rest of the day. It is a noticeable thing. You can feel your glutes when you're walking around. So many women have written into me about this, like, oh my gosh, I'm walking around feeling like a superstar for the rest of the day. These are movements that I like to do before date night or when I'm wearing a tight bodycon dress. I probably should have done them before this video, so I really could have wowed you. But those are done at the end of the workout to really just tire out those muscles. And then they get the sign, wow, we need to lift, we need to tighten, we need to shake, because we've done our PAP. We've woken the glutes up, and we've done it in the correct rep range. So go ahead and tap the special link if you haven't already. I've placed you around this video so I can walk you through this workout. You don't need to go to a gym. You don't need any equipment. You don't need hours and hours of time. It's only 15 minutes. You can do 30 or 45 if you want, but you don't need hours of time. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars with a personal trainer. You don't need to make it to class on time. It's on your schedule. And these are just a few of the reasons why me and literally hundreds of thousands of women have gotten amazing results in just a few weeks, right from the comfort of their own homes. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you tap the link, and thanks so much for joining me. No more sleepy bum. Let's wake that booty up and get you feeling your absolute best. I'm wishing you a great rest of the day, and we'll see you again soon. Big hugs, lots of love. Bye-bye.